What's up, YouTube fans? So what I wanted to talk about in this video, right, is the argument that some people will make, sometimes called the first cause argument or the Kalam Cosmological argument, that they will say that matter, energy, and even space and time, according to them, needed to originally have a cause to their existence, and they will often insist that this is proof of the existence of a God, right? And, I think that there's a lot of nuance to this that is often missed by people insisting that this is proof of a God. One of the nuances that I think is often missed is how the concept of causality really breaks down when we're talking about something that causes space and time and matter and energy to exist, right? Because causality in a traditional sense requires time, right? So, and then also this what's more so, in all instances we ever observe of something being caused to exist, it's not really an inherently new thing being caused to exist. It's really just rearranging of already existing things, right? Like this cup here, it was at one time it was caused to exist, right? But the way that it was caused to exist, right, was that already existing things were taken and put together into that cup, right? So really, we never observed something fundamentally new being caused to exist from nothing. We only observe already existing things being caused to change their positioning within space, right? And then when we have them arranged in a new way, we call that a new thing. But on a fundamental level, there's never actually any new things that we ever observe come to be, right? All the fundamental pieces have always been there, right? That's what we observe, right? And yet they will, people making this argument, they'll oftentimes say that our observations justify their view, because they'll say that what we observe is that everything that begins to exist has a cause. And yet the thing is, we never observe anything fundamentally new begin to exist. We only ever observe already existing things being rearranged, right? We never observe something fundamentally new being caused to exist, right? And causality, as we observe it, relies on time, right? And so, what do we even mean by that point when we say that something was caused to exist? Like there's not even any specific thing that you're saying like caused it to exist. Like if I were to say, how did God cause the universe to exist? They wouldn't be able to tell me how, right? Like what did he do that caused it to exist, right? They wouldn't have any clue, right? They couldn't explain that. So then how could you be sure that that has to be what happened, right? So I think that nuances like this are missed by people insisting on this. And then also what's missed, right, is that they're jumping to like conclusions, right, in terms of like wanting to like jump from saying that it has to be a cause to saying that it has to be like an intelligent, conscious, anthropomorphic thing, something like similar to a human, when really for it to have a cause, even if, let's say, if I were to agree that the universe had to have a cause, that wouldn't require that the cause be conscious or intelligent. It could just be a mindless thing, right? And the main argument used to argue for that, it would be something like conscious or intelligent, will be pointing out the way that the constants of the universe seem very fine-tuned towards life, right? But a few things. So for one thing, if this thing could cause one universe with the constants we have, it could just as well cause many, many, many universes with differing constants. And even if it just did that randomly and caused many random different constants, we could, if it was enough of them, expect that there will be one like ours that has the constants right for life. And then that, of course, will be the one we would expect to find ourselves in, whereas any of the universes that don't have the right constants, we would not expect to find ourselves there because we could not exist in those universes, simple as that. So that's one thing. Also, I think that with something like this is also, I would say, intelligence. What it even means to be intelligent breaks down in this instance, because if this thing created everything, including even space and time and matter and energy, right, then it wouldn't really need to have the capacity to learn or to reason, right? Because every single thing would be caused by itself, right? And so, whereas for us, when we're like building a machine, we have to first learn about differing things like the laws of physics and differing things around in the world, like, oh, this thing is here and this thing is there. But if this thing is the cause of all of those things, if it's the cause of everything, then it would not actually need to have the capacity to learn or to reason. And you could say that it would need to have the capacity to do math, but if you're not actually like writing down a mathematical equation or using any of the mathematical systems that us humans invented, then really tons of like unconscious things in nature could be said to be doing math in a sense, right? Because things in nature react to each other proportionately, right, in a type of way that's mathematically predictable, right? They have proportionate effects, right? And so really, at that point, there's really no need then for it to be intelligent or conscious, right? And so, and really, what do we even mean at this point to even say that it's causing the universe if like it's not like if it's not relying on time to cause, even though time in all instances we know of, causality as we know of relies on time, right? And if it's not doing anything, it's not actually like doing anything within space and time, it's not actually even doing anything that we could even understand, and it's not doing anything that's like following any of the laws of nature that we know of, right? Then what does it even really mean by that point to say that it has to be this cause? And so, I mean, I do think that with like the matter and energy, space and time, there's more for us as humans to learn about these things. We you know as the more we learn, the more we're going to get a more fundamental understanding of these things and how they all relate to each other, right, on a deeper, more fundamental level, right? But I think that what causality even really means breaks down when we're talking about the origin of space, time, matter, and energy. And I think that there's a lot of nuance to this subject that's completely missed by people, that they just want to have like their answer that, the magic man did it. Like if you have the thing happen, it has to be the magic man did it, because I can't think of anything else. So, if the thing happens, then it has to be a magic man that made it happen. That's what a lot of them sound like to me, that they're just like insistent that like this thing, if you have the thing that happens, there's gotta be a magic man that makes it happen. But I mean, that's not really an explanation, honestly. So, I mean, it's, people can have their religion if they want to. It's their right to have a religion if they want to, but it's really not like it. People who are like thinking that their religion is like factually proven to be true, or even that it's factually proven that a God exists. There's a lot of nuance that they're missing, right? All right, that's all for now. See you guys.